Thank you so much for those kind words. I was listening carefully. I don't know about quiet. The quiet word, I gotta be honest, I don't know about that one. But you know, yesterday when we got here, accompanied by my wife, Juanita, we were at a department store, and I pride myself as being a sports fan. And I saw these gentlemen with Detroit Red Wing jerseys, and I'm thinking, what are they doing with Detroit? And I was embarrassed. I was embarrassed that I have allowed the entire hockey season to come and go, basically, and I'm clueless. It was game 7. And, you know, I asked the manager at the restaurant downstairs to palm about the Blackhawks, and he was kind of a hockey snob. So I was visiting with some folks before lunch. What sports are there in El Paso? You know, El Paso hockey, ice hockey is just not big. What sports are there in El Paso that don't resonate here? And I was thinking, I know. Lucha, wrestling, with the luchadores with the masks. So you come to El Paso and you see people with those masks, it's normal, it's okay. You know, it is extremely humbling, and it is quite an honor to be considered and to have received this recognition from DRI. I want to say, first and foremost, I want to thank each of you, each of the members of DRI, the lawyers and the DRI staff that have been tremendous colleagues and friends since about 1999 when I became involved in DRI. And DRI is a very inclusive, expanding platform for lawyers from all backgrounds to really find their niche. And most importantly, from what I hear from talking to each of you is, on the lawyer side, to build a practice. It's so vital because, and I'll speak about this here in a little bit, but it is so vital to your overall development. And on the flip side of that, so important for our clients, that our clients get the best capable representation that is diverse and has differing perspectives with a lot of bench strength. DRI, because of its platform, created an opportunity for me. I'm from El Paso. I had a local law practice. I represented local organizations and varied litigation, and through the contacts that I've made at this organization, I now have met a network of friends and contacts that serve our firm very well. Our firm's slogan is regional presence, national reach, and the reason we're able to say that in confidence and in honesty is because each of you represent an extension of our firm through the sharing of information and ideas. So thank you so much for your collective generosity and, most importantly, your friendship. I count those of you that I know amongst my closest friends in life. Secondly, I wanted to tell everybody to receive an award that is named after Cheryl Willard is humbling. Cheryl is a giant in the area of labor and employment law. She's a very accomplished lawyer in Seattle. And I've worked not only with Cheryl, but with some of her partners in various projects. And to receive this award, given all of her vast accomplishments, is just incredible. You know, before today, I was reading and looking at all this internet information on the diversity, inclusion, because, I kind of wanted to have maybe something good to say. And I went, outside the law. I even looked at, great quotes from great, leaders. I even went like old school, Vince Lombardi, George Patton, Thurgood Marshall. I was going everywhere. At the end of the day, there is a difference between diversity and inclusion, and I have a personal experience I'll share with you. My family in El Paso, we got started right on the border. I mean, literally a stone's throw away. My father immigrated from Mexico during the Mexican Revolution as an infant. His mother brought him over, interestingly, by train, maybe a sign for the future, but they came to El Paso and they lived right on the border, within just 100 feet. And that's where I was born, that's where kind of I was raised. We eventually collectively were able, my older brothers and sisters, to help my parents buy a home on the east side of El Paso. And when we moved there, we were the first Mexican-American family in an entire neighborhood. And this was like in about 1966, 1967 timeframe. And I call that diversity because we changed the complexion of the neighborhood. I mean, it was homogeneous, but we have now this diverse family that spoke a different language. My mother did not speak English. I did not speak English, didn't learn English until about second grade. But what was amazing, now we talk about inclusion, is my oldest brother, Dan, was in Vietnam. And I so vividly remember the day he came home from service and the enormous hero's welcome he received from all of our neighbors. He came home at midnight, and I still remember him. He was thin as a rail. But the sight of seeing my neighbors in their bathrobes and whatnot all poured into my parents' living room to greet him is just something I'll never forget. And that is where inclusion embraces diversity, to make it, to bring value to the diversity proposition. I want to be brief because we want to keep the trains running, but let me just offer some observations on how and why diversity and inclusion is so important. From an institutional standpoint, clients need and want the best capable legal representation that they can field. And to do that, it requires diverse perspectives, getting input from various sides and angles, and doing that allows for the team and the representation of the client to be more innovative and creative. On the individual lawyer side, it really creates, being a part of a diversity inclusion effort creates leadership opportunities. At the end of the day, an opportunity to excel and be a part of a team that maybe and perhaps previously we weren't able to be part of. But I'll tell you this, that is the only way to move from kind of having an employee mentality to an employer mentality, to be a follower, to become a leader. And in the law profession, I think the single most important issue that I see and that I work on is to try to develop and instill in our diverse lawyers and in the legal profession generally the sense and importance of building your own practice. Because once you're able to do that, once you have your own client base, it takes on a different life experience being a lawyer. And I'll tell you that there is no better place to try to do that than through an organization such as DRI, because DRI will give you the platform, and it is, my hope that we have, but that we will continue to, that the DRI membership will supply for each individual lawyer the sponsoring and what I call the mentoring to get each DRI member into that leadership role. It's not leadership just for the sake of being a leader. It's leadership to demonstrate to a client population that you can be the relationship lawyer, the go-to person on a legal project, and the end all. And doing that and helping each one of you, and I'm speaking to the lawyers in the room in private practice, develop your own practice will ultimately be what really facilitates your growth as a leader. And for the clients, the corporate sponsors, and participants that we cherish your involvement very much, that growth, that dynamic will ensure for years to come that your legal matters are staffed with the best possible lawyers that can be assembled. I want to just take a very brief moment to thank very important people. The DRI staff, all the people that work behind the scenes, John Corris and his team has done great. They've done wonderful work in putting together this program, but for my lifetime as a DRI member have just been enormous support. I want to thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. I want to also point out the folks that have worked so hard in putting together this program. Mary Payton and Todd Manuel, the curriculum, the events that are surrounding this diversity program have been enormously successful. If you look at the curriculum, the topics that are being discussed this afternoon, in large measure, really go towards this evolution of making all of us leaders in the business and client development sense. So thank you very much for your hard work. Douglas Burrell and Pam Carter, the leadership of the Diversity Committee. Douglas, he's like a homie because his aunt and uncle actually lived in El Paso. So we have that connection, and I've known Pam forever, and they're enormous leaders, and I encourage all of you to become members of DRI Diversity, so thank you both very much for your hard work. In closing, let me just, I want to thank my late brother, Joe Rincon. He was not a lawyer, but he inspired me to become a lawyer and pursue a law career. He took me to go see The Paper Chase. I like that movie. I kind of freaked out when I saw that big outline fly out the window and all the papers going every direction. But that's just thank you to him very much. My grandmother and my parents, I wish they were here to note the receipt of this award. I'm very grateful for giving me an opportunity. My children, Samantha, who's a sophomore, just finished sophomore year at Arizona State, Michael, who's a sophomore in high school, both of those two want to be lawyers. My 9-year-old son, Jacob, who I drive to school every day and has to listen to me over the car speakerphone taking conference calls, I hang up and he says, "Thank you, Dad, for reminding me why I would never be a lawyer." Never. He's a great guy. I don't know what he's going to do, but he's going to do something incredible. But last and most significantly, I want to thank my wife, Juana Rincon. They say every lawyer has a lawyer. She's been my lawyer for my entire career. I met her during the Christmas break during my first year of law school. She turned me down for the first date request. I got her to change her mind later. Very wonderful person, a great friend and ally, and has seen the kind of development and lived it with me as going from a government lawyer to an associate, working till 11, 12, 1 a.m., 7 days a week, to opening my own firm, and then now trying to take the firm and the young lawyers at our firm to the next level. And I thank you very much, love you very much. And once again, thank you all, and thank you, DRI, for the support.